Live on YouTube and Google+, it's Pageant Live. This is the place for glamour and style. Get great pageant tips you won't find anywhere else. Find out what you need to know before your next pageant. Post your questions and comments for our panel during the show. Learn great ideas about all aspects of pageantry. Here we go. Pageant Live starts right now.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Pageant Live. I am your host, Carly Rose, and I get to tell you about an incredible online pageant system called Ms. Classic Beauty. It is an online system where you write in, I'll let the girls tell you what it is exactly, but it's really an incredible system, and we're very, very, very excited to expose you to it on Pageant Live today. We're going to go through and introduce our queens. First, we're going to start off with the incredible Christina. Go ahead and introduce yourself, honey.
Hi, I'm Christina Rowe. I was Ms. Texas Classic Beauty in 2008 and was honored to become the National Classic Beauty Queen. And then just a couple of years ago, I was named a Lifetime Queen in the Classic Beauty system. So I'm thrilled to be here on Pageant Live today with other Classic Beauty Queens.
Awesome. What is your platform, Christina?
My platform has changed many times over the years. Right now, my focus is on celebrate women and start with yourself.
Oh, I love that. That is an awesome one. Our next incredible queen, Suzanne, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Suzanne Schaefer. I live in Pennsylvania and started last year as the Pennsylvania Classic Woman, and I was fortunate enough, thanks to the judges, to become your elite Classic Beauty Queen for 2013. It's hard to believe in just a few weeks I'll be passing the beautiful crown on to the next person.
Wow. What is your platform, Suzanne?
It's about the kids.
About the kids? Tell us a little bit. What is that?
It's About the Kids is a great platform because it encompasses a lot of different nonprofit organizations that support children, to include Katie's Helping Hands. That's a bereavement support COPS Kids support group, sending teddy bears and blankets to children across the country when their parents are killed. I also Wish Grant with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I also do things with Caitlin Smiles, which is another national organization which makes care package bags for the children that are hospitalized.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, it is. It's so great to help the children. Vinnie's Kids is one other organization, and they do very similar things to Caitlin Smiles, so it's always all about the kids.
Oh,
and
awesome.
the Arthritis Foundation is also a very big part of that. And in the Arthritis Foundation, we have the Sarah Schaefer Memorial Scholarship in memory of my own daughter.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Awesome. Our next incredible queen, Tori, introduce yourself.
Hey, y'all. I'm Victoria Christensen. I competed as the Mrs. Utah Classic Beauty last year and was fortunate enough to win the Mrs. title, and I'm now Mrs. Classic Beauty 2013. My platform is mental health awareness and suicide prevention. Let's break the silence. And I love what I get to do. I get to teach about mental illness, especially with my experiences. I do live with mental illness. And also I get to help change what decision making is done here in the state of Utah and nationally with the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Oh, that's awesome. And Tori, while I've got you, would you tell everyone what is an online pageant? I mean, like, what is the fee to get involved? How do you get going in one?
So an online pageant is definitely something you would want to consider if you are not, like, you really don't like getting up in front of people. A lot of people who I know compete in online pageants don't necessarily love getting up in front of people, but they want to start breaking out into getting up in front of people. It's an opportunity for you to showcase who you are, showing all of your personality without having to fly to somewhere you've never been to before or having to buy an entire wardrobe, and you can still get the pageant experience.
Oh, okay, cool. And what is the fee for Ms. Classic Beauty to get involved with it?
I believe it's $125, which gets you a crown and a banner. And,
oh, wow.
Which is awesome.
That is amazing.
You can actually see the new state crown behind Suzanne's head. That's what it looks like because her daughter Katie is one of the state participants this year as well.
Awesome.
So it's awesome.
Yeah, and Suzanne, you told me about that. You and Katie are doing this as a mother-daughter team. I love that. Show us that state crown up close a little bit.
The state crown this year is absolutely amazing. I am so jealous. Can everybody see how beautiful that is?
Oh,
it has
wow.
pink and
I'm
purple.
jealous too, Suzanne.
Oh, crown envy.
What do you think?
That's gorgeous.
There's the state crown for this year. And as Tori said, the registration fee, you interview with what we call Queen Mom, or Angela Howell, our director, who is totally, completely fantastic and awesome. She is like a mom to us all. And I will wear Katie's crown tonight so everybody can see what the new state crown looks like. And this crown is what happens once you interview with her, and she offers you a position as a state delegate. You'll pay your fee, and this beautiful crown could be yours with the banner representing your state behind you. We have the Miss Division, which is my Katie's division. That is our young single women. We have the Ms. Division, and we also have the Mrs. Division.
Oh, awesome. I love that. So you interview with Queen Mom Angela rather than, because a lot of times I think people think, oh, well, I can just fill out my application and they're going to send me a crown. That's not true, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. She wants to make sure that the quality of her pageant is maintained. And online pageantry, you can maintain the quality by knowing your delegates before you offer them the opportunity to represent the system. What's unique about Classic Beauty is we are a family at Classic Beauty. So if something happens to one of my sisters, it's the same as if they were bloodline relationships, and we care about each other. We take care of each other. That's the beauty of Classic Beauty, and Angela Howell, our director. She encourages that in every single participant. And that's why I wanted my daughter to be a part of that. Katie's at college right now. That's why she could not join us, because she's studying for midterms. But yet she can still keep her platform going, which is what Katie's Helping Hands is. And she can still have the enjoyment of pageantry, but still do what she should be doing, which is going to college and studying hard.
That's awesome, and I agree. Angela Howell is an incredible director. I was one of her delegates at one point, and Queen Mom does fit her. The reason they call her that is because she is like having another mom to take care of you. So she's a great director.
She is a fabulous director, and she really does feel like a mom. I am her children's age, so I think I can say that fairly and honestly, and it's great, especially when my mom can no longer be in the mom role because she is much older than Angela. It's nice to have that mom figure to bounce things off of, because really and truly, if you ask her the question, you're going to get the answer,
don't ask it if you don't want to know.
That's correct.
So, Christina, what got you involved in doing an online pageant?
So, when I first discovered, I had been in pageants when I was a teenager in the Miss America system and the Miss USA system in Texas, which is very competitive, so I wasn't doing any winning, but I did enjoy it. And when my mother passed away, I was looking for something to fill some time, and I was looking for ways to promote my platform, which I wanted to promote cancer awareness and cancer prevention. I wanted to raise funds for cancer, and when I discovered a pageant system that wasn't the perfect fit for me, but then I could see how the crown could make things better, and so Classic Beauty was the next pageant system I found, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I got to do so many things. I made so many connections. I think that's one of the things that people underestimate with online pageants is the connections that you can make.
Right.
Because the connections that I made then allowed me to present at Relay for Life on several occasions. I sang the national anthem to open the ceremonies there. I called in pageant sisters from a lot of different systems to support a benefit show that I put on benefiting the American Cancer Society. So that's where I really got my feet wet in the platform piece, and met some incredible people. So that's not to be underestimated, the connections that you can make and what you can do for a platform, even in a system where you're not going to go and compete on stage.
Right. Kind of feels almost like you're in a sorority type thing, doesn't it? Where you have sisters.
I think so.
Yeah, without the hazing. Well, depends, I guess, on what system you're in. So,
Yes.
Tori, what I want to know is, what are your goals to do with your crown?
Oh my goodness, I have loved everything I have been able to do. I've worked with the Utah County, which is where I live, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, had the chance to sit on their board and teach other teachers how to teach. My ultimate goal is to go to their national level and to contact them about spreading the program that I have pioneered in my county, which is all for teens, and it's all about breaking stigma on mental illness and kind of helping them to understand where it can come from and that it's not a bad thing, that it is just if someone were to have high blood pressure or if someone were to have a heart condition, it's the exact same idea. And it's helping break that silence, that no topic right at the root, right when they're younger. And where my teen years weren't that far away, it's been a privilege to be able to help reach out to the youth across the nation and to different colleges across the nation. I've been able to help pioneer a college, NAMI is what they're known by, opportunity here in Utah County with some local universities. So that's been a ton of fun. I just want to keep that momentum going. Let's get it across the nation. Let's not have only one school in Utah be done. Let's not only have 50 other colleges in the United States have that on there, because come on, we all know there's a lot more than 50 colleges in the United States. So.
So it really sounds like to me that you all have the same heart that I do about pageantry. Is the crown is to be used to shine a light on what is important to you, to be used as a megaphone of sorts to get people to listen to you when maybe they wouldn't normally have, right? Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely. Classic Beauty is actually what helped me break into my platform in making the connections that I have. I actually have someone very close to me who, while I was competing at my first pageant, was dealing with their own mental health issues, and I realized that more awareness needed to be brought to this particular issue.
It does. I think mental illness, I think we need to treat it like we do dentists and doctors. When our children are little, it should be a normal thing that they go visit with, say, Dr. Sally or Dr. Mark about their mental health, and then it wouldn't become such a stigma when we're older that we think, oh, you need to go see a shrink, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it would really help them. Christina, what have your goals been?
You know, so much has changed over time. You know, I lost my mom to breast cancer, and she had asked me specifically to work, with all cancer so the American Cancer Society was my #1, you know, focus for several years, and then I lost my dad to heart disease.
Girl.
And
I'll hug you.
At the time, at the time, I had the company that I worked for. I was the leader of our charitable group in the company, and we worked with Children's Hospital, the Shriners Hospital, that does spinal work and that kind of thing. So I worked with a lot of charities, and my focus doesn't always stay with that. My goal now is to help pageant queens connect with each other, support each other, build each other. So if you want to call it a platform, I'm really not competing much anymore, but if you want to call it a platform, that's it. Be there for each other, do for each other, help each other make connections. That's what that's all about. And one of the things that's great about Classic Beauty is if you've never done a pageant before, you don't know if you're interested, you don't know if you want to spend all that money, it's a great place to go ahead and interview and tell what a great person you are, get that crown and banner, and then get out there and really make a difference. So I think that's a good thing.
Well, the blessing, I think, with Classic Beauty as well is that it is a sister pageant to Angela's live pageant, Miss American Beauties Plus. And so do you notice that when you sign up to be with the online pageant, you have access to all of those pageant sisters and Angela for training, so that someday if you do want to compete in a live pageant, you've had coaching.
Exactly.
You feel that? Right. Suzanne, had you done pageants before this?
I had not at all. I started with Classic Beauty, very similar to my sister Christina, after the passing of my daughter 19 months ago. And it's very true, when you try to promote a cause as Sarah's mom, I traditionally say, You go out, you try to present what she passed from, that it's an arthritis-related condition, and you do get a lot of the, I'm so sorry, and not to be rude, but we are too. That doesn't get us to the next step.
It's hard to know what to say.
Right, and it doesn't get the research and the funding. So I interviewed with Angela, and I wanted to know whether this was really going to make a difference.
Right.
But as I said in slang terms, would the piece of satin and the blingy crown really work? Well, I tried the piece of satin and the blingy crown, and I'll tell you, it absolutely causes people to pause and to look at you through a different light other than a mother who lost a child. We all know that's the biggest violation in the world. But that, again, does not get us to the next step, which is the research, the funding.
Right.
So once I put a crown and banner on, not only could I advocate for arthritis and dermatomyositis, which is what Sarah passed from, but I also was able to get with a national drug company and get another arthritis child the $20,000 per dose drug that he needed.
Oh,
if
wow,
I would
good
have
job.
just written that letter as Suzanne Schaefer, it probably would have gone in the dark hole. But when I signed it as the Elite Classic Beauty, it was 2 weeks. And I'll tell you, I was shopping when the mom called me, and people must have thought I was crazy. I was crying in the store. I actually did this because I was told that I could never accomplish that. And I don't understand the N and the O word real well. And I went for it, and absolutely, this child is still getting his medication. And that's just one of the blessings that the crown and the banner can give you. It's like Tori said, you really can champion causes that as a regular person you could not do.
It is so true.
It was the stair step into American Beauties Plus as well.
Yes,
Which
it is.
That's,
Pageant Live has been an incredible opening, I think, for a lot of pageant queens to be able to show what it is we're really about. I think sometimes they just see the Miss USA or the Miss America on stage, and those girls have platforms as well that they work towards. But I think sometimes the average person thinks, well, I could never do that. I know I did, because I didn't start pageants until I was 45. But Pageant Live has shown your heart so that people know, oh my gosh, I could totally do that. And Christina, I want to come back to you for Queen Circle is a magazine that you produce that has really done that as well, and we want to thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. It was, you know, like I said, my goal now is to help other queens do their things, and I'm happiest when I'm helping other people shine. So it's been a great thing. And Sister Queen, you know, if I hadn't made all these Sister Queens all the way along, it never would have come about. SplashAndSparkle.com never would have happened. You know, all of the other projects I've done, none of them ever would have happened. So it's a tribute to the pageant world and to the women who want to do something more with those crowns.
Okay. Amen. So Tori, I want to hear a fun story, something that maybe we're going to start a new show called Pageant Vierite. It's going to be the truth behind pageantry, the secrets that maybe people don't always talk about.
Oh dear.
Let's hear a secret that no one knows, just something fun. Something in your pageant experience.
So when I first got in, oh dear. So when I first got into pageantry, my husband looked at me and he said, "Do you know how to put on makeup?" And I looked back at him and I said, "No." And he said, "Then how are you going to do this?" And I said, "I'll get a book." Books don't teach you much about doing makeup, I'll just say that much. I had some great teachers over at the Bare Minerals store teach me how to do makeup, but we didn't know what we were doing, and now my husband is actually my makeup artist.
Oh, you're serious?
He
Oh my gosh,
and
that's
he
awesome.
learns, and he does it so much better than I do. Suzanne will tell you. when we were at American Beauties Plus, he was doing my makeup. It was so much fun when you're a team. It's just so much fun. But yeah, that's one of my little funny. No one would probably ever guess that thing.
Well, you look gorgeous, and from the sashes behind you, it looks like it's worked for you. Suzanne, what kind of fun story do you have for us?
Yeah.
Well, as we had said, I had not done pageantry before, and Carly, I have you beat. I was 50 when I started. This was my first year in. Thank you. And one of my now sister queens at Nationals, the stage just really is not the place for me. I like being out and doing the community service and relating with the children and that kind of thing, but there's this thing in Pageantry Live that is a stage, and you need to walk on this, and you need to look relaxed, and you yeah, that's exactly what I did. One of my sister queens actually got me after the first rehearsal and said, "Oh, honey, I need to help you learn how to walk." Well, yeah, they were really right about that. So, Classic Beauty, if you don't like to walk on the stage, is a great opportunity. You don't have to here.
That's awesome. Christina, I know you've got some.
Well, I'm only going to tell one story about live pageants because I have too many, but I was a teenager the first time I used duct tape on my body. And I was kind of addicted. It was amazing. But when you're putting on a swimsuit and you don't have a lot up top, you use tape to just push all that stuff together, and then you have more. And it's pretty magic. And when you're 18, 19 years old and you've been kind of flat-chested your whole life, it's like, wow. But anyway.
So do you have duct tape on right now, Christina?
I don't need duct tape anymore. I could give some back now, but no, I have to tell a funny story. You know, in Classic Beauty, one of the things that you do is you put together an achievement portfolio, and when I did it years ago, the wording on the website was scrapbook, although they didn't necessarily mean scrapbook literally like the artsy ones, but I took it that way. My scrapbook was so big that it now I can't, ever since I got it, it made it back to me after I had it shipped back after I won, and it won't stay together. I mean, no matter how many times I replace those little pegs, it won't stay together. I spent so many hours putting that together, and it was such an incredible experience for me because, and this isn't funny, but it's cool because when you say, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tell people about me. This is a book about me, and what do I want to tell them about? You start thinking about what's important to you, and it's really amazing. And you start going through your pictures of your life experiences and your appearances and your family and your dog, and you're surrounded by things that you love. And it's really, I think that in itself is a really rewarding experience. It's something I would encourage people to do even if they weren't going to be in the Classic Beauty pageant. But someone who has accomplished things in their lives but isn't really as confident as they could be, I think Classic Beauty could be a huge boost for them, because just going through that stuff makes you feel good about who you are and how you present yourself to the world.
Right. And for an entry fee of $125, I mean, that is that doesn't even pay for the crown and the sash. I know the costs of those things, so that's really incredible that she makes it so reasonable that literally, I mean, everyone could do it, and I'm sure she accepts payments if you need to split it up a little bit.
All you have to do is speak to her. Anything can be possible if you're just honest and you speak with Queen Mom, and she will do her very best to work with you. She is an amazing, amazing woman.
I agree.
And I'm going to jump in just for a second. And
Please
this
do.
isn't just because this changed very recently, if not this year. It might have been last year, but you know, Classic Beauty was originally had a minimum. You had to be a certain size to compete, and it was largely to reach out to the plus size audience. And now it's open to basically everybody, and so I really want, and we have some queens now that are not from the plus community, and that just builds our community even more. So I just want to make the point while we're talking about Classic Beauty to say everybody can be a Classic Beauty. Classic doesn't have to mean older, and it doesn't have to mean bigger. It can just mean classic. It can just mean magnificent.
Oh, I love that word, magnificent. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. I remember that she did change those. That's awesome.
And I think in our home we are living proof of that.
That is new for this year.
Just
Yes.
new for this year, okay.
Yes. Mommy is curvy, and Katie is maybe a 1 if she's soaking wet. So our house is a living example that it is any size.
Yeah, I love it. She's a very smart lady. She gets right on the front of those trends, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
So what else do you guys want to talk about? Anything? It's all yours.
I think it's very simple. If you have a passion that you're very committed to, why not share it? Why not take it to the next level instead of it just being your community? Take it to the next step. Become a state delegate. Take it to the state level. Put an awesome book together, like Christina was saying, and it really is amazing when you start putting those things together. You kind of go, geez, really? That's me? Because you're so busy giving back, you don't take time to really look at what you've done and your accomplishments. Put that book together, get it mailed in by November 15th, and maybe you'll get the awesome gifts that I'm putting together, and you could be the next Elite Queen, and it would be a privilege to pass that on. You could be a Mrs. Queen like Tori. You can be a queen like Christine and go to the lifetime level over time. There's so much opportunity for you in classic beauty, and you don't have to leave your home.
Show them that crown that's behind you, your Elite crown.
The Elite crown? The Elite crown is changing this year. The Elite crown is going to be much, much bigger than the state crown on my head, and it's going to have the pink and purple stones. But this crown is actually my crown. I'll take Katie's off for a minute. This is the Elite crown. And the Elite crown is extremely big, extremely heavy. And the next crown is actually going to have pink and purple stones, which I'm really jealous about because those were Sarah's favorite colors. And I started this in memory of her. So I was super jealous when she came out with the beautiful, awesome pink and purple crown. But this crown is equally as beautiful as the state crown. And all you have to do is take a moment and give Queen Mom, Angela Howell, a phone call. Talk to her about what your passion is. See if you're going to be a state delegate. And put that book together. You got about a month. You can do awesome things in the next couple of weeks.
I'm going to jump in on one more thing, too. And
I really
you know,
wanted to piggyback.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tori.
Oh, thank you. I really wanted to piggyback off of actually what you said, Christina. That putting that book together does kind of boost your confidence. That is kind of what Classic Beauty is there for as one of the things as well. That is something that I've always struggled with, whether it be in high school, middle school, college, work, everyday life. That is definitely something that I have struggled with in my life. And when I participated in Classic Beauty, that is what was able to take me and help mold me into who I am now. Because there's no way that I could have the confidence to put on a crown and put on a banner and go out into that city or state or wherever and say, this is who I am, this is what I think, what do you think, how can we work this together? And really, if you've ever wanted to do the best thing that you could do for yourself, I would say start in a pageant, because, you know, not like how you see toddlers and tiaras pageants. That's just not even cool. But, you know, the good sisterhood, almost a sorority, like you said, Carly, that brings us together and makes us whole as women. We draw a lot of strength from each other.
Yes.
So I just want to quick put that in there because I actually do have to go. But it's been such a privilege, Carly, to see you again. Suzanne and Christina, I love you guys to death. You are awesome. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to come up on here.
Hey, Tori, before you go, tell them how they can get a hold of you.
Oh, okay. Ready? Go to Facebook, search for Mrs. Classic Beauty 2013. I'm right there. Also, you can contact me at Mrs. Classic Beauty 2013 at gmail.com. That's my email address.
And what is the website for the pageant? Did she not hear me? Well, I'll tell you. It's www.
I hit them.
Okay, MsClassicBeauty.com, and we'll have that
.net.
up on. Oh, is it .net? I'm sorry.
Yes,
.net.
ma'am.
Christina, go ahead with what you wanted to talk about.
Bye.
Smooches, Carly. I mean, Tori. Carly's not leaving. Smooches
I'm not leaving.
too, anyway.
I'm here.
So no, the one thing that I did want to touch on, because we're talking about platform here, and you asked us about our platform, and
Yes.
I don't want anyone to be discouraged. I don't have a platform. I don't know what a platform is. It's okay if you want to go out in your community. If you want to just do whatever volunteering you do. If you want to start, I don't think you have to have a platform already. We talked about the achievement.
Right.
A lot of people come to pageantry, especially one like this that's a mail-in pageant, because of grief or because of a struggle. You know, Tori's had her struggles and overcome them, but now she's like involved in martial arts. Talk about confidence builder. So what I'm saying is I don't feel like you have to have already been at an achievement level or have a specific, well thought out platform in order to do this. Even though there's a short time left, come get in the pageant, do your achievement portfolios, do your essays, mail in your stuff, and go ahead and make the appearances while you're waiting for the new queen to be announced. And if you're not supporting just one cause, then just go out with your local Boy Scouts or go to a cleanup on your block. You know, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be every little thing you do. Sometimes the small parts together are greater as a sum than they are as individual parts. So just wanted to make sure to encourage anyone that hasn't already got a formal platform or had a major struggle in their life that they've overcome, that you still have a chance of becoming one of the national queens in this pageant, and you also can still make appearances while the judges are making their decisions after everything's already submitted.
Great point. That is, because I know there's days when my platform is, thank goodness the housework is done. I can put a crown on and get out of here. So yeah, that's a great point, Christine. I really appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and close out. So I want Christina to go ahead and tell them how they can get a hold of you.
Sure. Oh boy, I didn't even give it any thought, really. Probably the best email to use for me is a general one that I use for all my pageant projects, and that's pageantpat@gmail.com. That's a little joke off the Pageant Patty line, but it's pageantpat@gmail.com. Also, you can find me on Facebook. You probably want to find the Queen Circle magazine, which is on facebook.com/thequeencircle, and then the website is thequeencircle.com. So we would love to see you at any of those places.
And tell them again the site for the pageant.
It's www.classicbeauty.net.
Perfect.
No, it's MsClassicBeauty.net. See, I'm making it even harder. We're gonna have to. Angela's watching. I bet she is. Angela, slap that website out on Facebook for us, so we didn't mess it up.
And thank goodness they let real women with real mess ups be pageant queens, right?
There we go.
Suzanne, how can everyone get a hold of you?
I too am on Facebook. Schaefer is SHEAFFER. Blame my husband for that. And my email address is easy. It's SHEAFFERFAM@msn.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, girls, for being here. I appreciate it so much.
You.
We want to give some shout-outs. First of all, we have Julie Smith, who wasn't able to be on the show tonight. She had chemotherapy all day today, and we just weren't able to work it out. We want to give a shout-out to her, girl. We will get you on soon so you can share your message because you're incredible. We want to give a shout-out to our sponsors. Mediate the Crown is an incredible service. You can find it on PageantLIVE.com. There's a link that you can just click on and go to. It's a great way for pageants to be able to mediate within the organization if maybe sometimes there's a disagreement or a misunderstanding. Rather than trouble happen, get a hold of Mediate the Crown and they can help solve it for you. Our other shout-out is to Plexus. We have an independent ambassador that is one of our sponsors. That is a nutrition company that fulfills all the nutrition you may be missing in your diet so that you can live a healthier, happier life. Also, we are so excited that Chinese Laundry, we are giving away some shoes. Go to PageantLIVE.com and find out more about it. It's through Ask the Crown, one of our sister shows. And some exciting news that I can't tell you because it's a secret, but our new show, Pageant Verite meaning truth, it's going to be an insider look behind the scene of pageants. It's going to be launching soon. We have someone joining us that's going to be an incredible, we have a celebrity that's joining us, and you are going to be so impressed when you find out more about it. You can check out everything at PageantLIVE.com. Thank you so much, girls, for joining us. Ms. Classic Beauty, all of you are Classic Beauties, and thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thanks for having us, Carly.
Thank you.
Thanks.